Elddis Xplore 574, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you have your two gas bottle tie downs and your gas regulator on the bulkhead. We do have the gas pipe worker here available on site should you need to buy any. We have the propane style connection to go straight to the top of the bottle. Obviously that pipe work that does go to the top of the bottle is a reverse thread fitment. And like I said, maximum of two 6 kilogram propane gas bottles when you are travelling. On the side of the van you have your heating and hot water flue, so that's this part just here. You don't need to do anything with it, you don't need to uncover it, you don't need to cover it, just leave it as it is. Down the bottom on either side at the front you have your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan, so you wind the legs down to the ground, just so they touch the ground. You'd never lift the caravan with the legs as it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You then have your water pump which drops down inside the ack roll, as you can see here, that goes down inside the ack roll. And then you have the connection that goes into the side of the van, which you pull out. Two little tabs here at the bottom, go towards the bottom, and it locks in place with the cover just by pushing it down. Come down the side of the caravan, you have the motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll talk wheel nuts while you're here on site, so you can see they've been tightened to the correct setting. And we'll also demonstrate the motor mover so you can see it is working correctly. Down the side of the van, you'll also have your two grey waste pipes. So the fresh water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere, so it'll come out these bits of pipe work down the side, and they'll drop down inside your waste master. Back of the van, you have your toilet flush tank. So you'll open this up, and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here, and a cap full of the pink fluid, and that is for your toilet flush. Then in the bottom, you have your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out 90 degrees to tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you have an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the van on either side you have your two wind down legs again, and like I said before, they are only there for stabilising and not lifting the van. On the door side of the caravan you'll see your wheel and motor mover again. Behind where the door folds round you'll have your two fridge vents. So essentially these parts here for the electric side of the fridge and letting the heat out and taking the cool air in. Then on this side you have your gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. Don't need to do anything with that, you just leave that as it is. Then coming further forward you have your battery locker. So you'd have your battery in this side, and then you'd have your mains power lead coming to this side, and behind here you've got a motor mover power switch for the motor mover itself. You also then got your wind down leg on this side at the front to stabilise the caravan while you're on site. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. As you come in the door on the left hand side you'll see the main control panel for the caravan. So on the bottom left hand side here you'll have your master power switch that controls all of the power, whether it be 12 volt or 240 volt. You have your internal lights on a light switch just here. You have your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. You have your awning light for the light on the outside of the van. Then at the top you have your 12 volt battery meter that tells you how much power is in the battery on board the van. First thing you're going to need to do when you come in the caravan is fill the water system up. So you're going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the van, and in here you'll actually find your yellow drain down valve. So that yellow drain down valve that you see down there needs to be in the position it's in now to fill the water system up. And if you wanted to drain the water system, you'd grab hold of it and you'd actually turn it upwards, and it will drain all of the water out. So like I said, parallel with the floor to fill it, and upright towards the bottom of the seat to drain the water system down. Once that valve's parallel with the floor, you can come over to every tap on board the caravan, and you'll open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. Once you've got all them taps open, that's every tap, the sink in the bathroom and the shower also, you'll come over to your water pump switch, turn your water pump on, red light will come on, and the water system will start filling, as you can see. Once you've got water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, you can shut all of the taps back off, as that is the water system full, and at that point you can start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. So just to the left of the sink you'll see you've got three control. You've got a light switch, and then you've got these controls and the two at the bottom. These two here are for the water heater. Very simple. One on the left hand side is for the gas, which we advise you use for boosting the water system if you're showering on board the van or if you're off grid. And all you need to do is make sure the gas is turned on. I would advise you ignite the hob first to get the gas through to the last point on the gas system. Flick this switch down. If it ignites, it'll go green on this side. If it fails to ignite, it'll go red on the right hand side to turn the gas supply back off. Turn the switch off at the top. On the right hand side here, you have your electric water heater. As you can see, I've already got it turned on, so when you arrive on site, it's got some heat to it. The switch on the top side is 500 watts of electric coming into the caravan from the site you're on, and that will depend on how much power you have coming into the van to what you set this to. In the centre, the water heater will be off, and in the bottom position, it's 1000 watts of electric coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So that is your water heating. No temperature control on the water heater. It's just preset temperature of around 35 to 40 on the 500 and around 50 to 60 on the 1000 watts. Then the gas will boost it if you're on the 500 to the 60 degrees, and if you're on gas only, it'll go up to the 60 degrees anyway. Down below you have your heating controls. Works a little bit different to some vans. So if you're on a site with 500 watts, you've got the option of 500, 1000 or 2000 depending on what site you're on. So you'll select the relevant power source, as you can see here, and then you'll control the temperature of the heater on the dial on the right hand side. The thicker this line goes, the hotter the heating will be. If it's down on the frost symbol down there, that is the coldest setting. It does not mean that it is air conditioning, it is just a cold air setting. If you want to use blown air, you'll spin the dial to the blown air symbol at the bottom here, and again you'll control the temperature of the heater on the dial on the right hand side here. So that'll turn the temperature up to where you need it to be. And if you want to use gas, you'll spin this dial to the bottom to the gas symbol. Again, it will self-ignite on gas. If it ignites, you'll have a green light on this side. If it fails to ignite, you'll have a red light on this side. Turn the heating off, you spin it back to the off position in the centre there. Hob and oven and grill all work very much like your household appliances. Like I said, if you have struggled igniting other gas components on board the caravan and you've only just turned the gas on, would advise you come to the hob or the oven first, because they are the last parts on that gas system. Igniter is on the front of the cooker, as you can see. Next up, we're going to go to the fridge. So we're going to turn the fridge on. The fridge is very simple to use. So as you can see here, we've got mains power, and that is going to be the first power source we use. So we're going to control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side. The next one across is the gas symbol. Now when I hit this, it will actually fail to ignite as there's no gas on board the caravan at the moment. But if it fails to ignite, what you do is press and hold the reset button on the right hand side, and it will restart the igniter. So essentially, if it fails to ignite the first time, press and hold the warning triangle, and that will allow it to reignite. If the blue light is solid here, it means it is ignited on gas. Obviously it's going through the startup procedure at the moment, so it will show it as blue, but if it fails to ignite, it will flash the blue light here, and it will also flash the red warning triangle on the opposite side. Again, if you're on gas, you can control the temperature on the button on the right hand side. 12 volt mode. Now 12 volt mode is for when you are towing down the road. It is not the 12 volt battery on board the caravan, it is the 12 volt supply from the car you're towing with. Essentially, what will happen is it will turn the fridge into a cool box as you are travelling down the road. So, for instance, you can put the beer or wine in there to get it chilled for when you get on site. But like I said, you'd need to have the car and the caravan connected through the power lead on the front or the light lead. And then you'd need to have the main control panel inside the door turned off. You then turn the fridge on and select the 12 volt mode. There will be no temperature control option at that point, as it will not chill any more than what it does already, as it is just a cool box. So that is the fridge. Last thing we go through is the toilet system in the bathroom. The beds you can actually lift up to access the storage underneath. Coming into the bathroom, on the toilet you have a red full indicator light that will let you know when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. You have a toilet flush button on top here, which allows you to flush the toilet system itself. The toilet seat turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the van, you need to make sure it's in this position as it is now. And then below the toilet, you have your grey waste handle, which you need to open up to allow the waste into the cassette under the van. And then you need to close it when you're not using the loo. You'll also need to make sure it's in the closed position when you are emptying the toilet waste cassette itself. So this is the Elddis Xplore 574. If you have any further questions on the van, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We thank you for your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.